Welcome back.
Hi guys, welcome back to the comeback era with Caroline and Kayla.
We missed you guys.
It's been so long. Such a long time. We are basically just filming some episodes to get in the bank.
Yeah, we're stockpiling some things
Yes.
today. And it's funny, so prior to what you see here in front of you, Kayla and I hadn't met in person. We've been friends for years, hadn't met. And now I'm basically living at her house, and we think we just need to have a microphone at
all times.
I feel like
the best discussions. That's why I was like, you know what? This is so great about us being like podcast hosts, I guess, together, is because we knew each other on a surface level, but not with any depth, right? Like we were friends from afar and went through, again, like I've said this in a few episodes, like we lived very parallel lives. And now we get to like, yeah, totally. And now we get to sit down and have like these like deep conversations. And we're like, gosh, these are so good. It's like totally conversations with like your girlfriends.
And you know how like every friend group is like, we need a reality show. And like we all believe that we need to have things follow us around. But that's basically us. Every time we start talking, like, we should be filming this.
Like we need to, where's the mic? We need to be filming this. This is so good.
There's a lot of life that has happened, honestly, in the past week. But just I think that we've both experienced in our 30-something years. There's just been a lot that's gone on. And we really hope we can pay our life experience forward to you guys, and hopefully there's some pain.
We're just
to purpose in our pain.
The right age of 34.
I can't believe you said that out loud. I said 30-something on purpose.
Oh,
how dare you? I've actually decided I'm gonna start lying about my age this year.
25.
For life, that's kind of pushing it for myself.
27.
I was gonna say like 31.
Oh,
maybe 33. So if you see me with gold balloons on my birthday and you know that that's not the age that I actually am, like, mind your business. Okay?
Okay.
Because who's to say that I'm 35? I'm not into it.
It seems so young when other people say it. I'm like, yeah, that's so young. But then when I look at like myself and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm 34 years old. Wow, I'm old. Like, get me a walker.
At least you have a starter marriage and some kids to show for it, because I have none of those things.
I guess.
Like, at least there's something. I don't have any. My problem is that
it's like a
clean slate.
Yeah.
No, my
prime
I tuck and roll out of there so fast that like when shit hits the fan, like even friendships, like there's
like it. No mind.
What?
I was just thinking something that doesn't make sense of, so I don't need to say it out loud. It's tougher.
Well, it is a podcast, Kayla.
I know. Some thoughts are better left unsaid.
That's what I keep telling myself, because I'm like, I think part of ADHD is like chronically oversharing.
Yeah. Which is good and bad. Like you have to leave some mystery. There has to be some. I always want to make mystery. Yeah, but you have to. You have to force yourself. And that's what I have really learned in this season. So much that you want to say doesn't need to always be said. Like there is so much power in silence.
I need you to follow me around.
I know. But that's why I have like my girlfriends that always like are like,
there's and it's hard because there's
I feel like we just said this on another podcast about how like when Diana always tells me like you can't regret the things you don't say, and it just really,
my stepdad says that,
it really just reminds you to just sometimes like people, things don't deserve the energy of a response, so you don't need to say anything.
I hear that, sister. Yeah, like I will be there. Like there's sometimes when there's like a huge argument and like shit hits the fan, and this is probably some kind of trauma response for me. Like I had one of my friends I saw her true colors, and she went kind of ape shit over nothing really involving me, but she treated me like shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I Irish goodbye out of that friendship so fast.
Recently?
Like last year. Last year.
I was thinking of someone else.
When somebody like really does me dirty and I see their true colors, like, because obviously some friendships are worth fighting for. There's certain fights.
And people have like seasons of like, shitty seasons, and like you can't hold that against them. Like I have had friendships where it's just it like that is a true friendship though.
Yeah, but when I see somebody's true colors, I have no problem stop, dropping, and rolling right the fuck out there. Like I'm like, no, and I just let people think that I'm really flaky, but I'm just dropping them as a friend. Like I just was like, you don't make me feel good anymore. Like there's certain friends that I've had where I'm like, oh, every time I leave, there's this one girl who every time I left hanging out with her, I was like, I feel kind of like bad about myself. Like, and she would always do these things where it was like,
oh, it's like indirect.
She'd be like, oh, you always are like that. And I was like, that was kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
And she like kind of would frame it as a joke. And then I would watch the way that she would speak about all of her other friends. And I was like, I actually think
I hate that. I hate that.
Like-
I've literally had a friend like that. And it's just, it puts you in such a awkward, I don't know, weird position. I've had a friend like that who would speak so poorly about all of her other friends that I'm like, okay, if you're speaking like this about so-called besties,
Yeah.
you are not speaking about, like, I
Right.
am not special. You know
And
what I mean?
right. And I get that there's like a time where you need like little fence,
That's
like
normal.
whatever.
Like,
Like,
we're
they're rubbing me the
girls.
wrong way. Like,
Yeah.
da-da-da-da. But like when you just like are constantly shitting on your friends,
That's an
I'm
insecurity.
I'm in and out of there.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, well, I actually want no part of this.
Yeah.
And I would rather be alone than be around shitty people.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people aren't comfortable being
And
alone.
some people aren't okay with constructive criticism, though. Like, that's one thing. Like, I am a very much like, you can ask like the closest friends around me, and like, they'll tell you, like, Kayla will not lie. Like, she'll tell you, and the brutally honest part about me, you know, I've been shamed for it in the past. Like, oh, you're so brutally honest, but it's like, that's actually a term of endearment to me. Like, I love you so much. I'm going to tell you exactly
But
what I
there's
think.
a difference from the way that I've seen, like the way that you're honest. It's like in a like a I think if you I see it as that, like it's such like
I
it's,
care
it's
about
almost
you.
like your love language. You're like,
Yes.
I care enough to like not be fake and like to say the real thing. But that there's a difference between that and then like being like, hey, like that was just kind of shitty. And like saying certain the way people say things sometimes I'm like, why?
I could be better on my like approach of how I say things. I know this, like, that is something that I've been told my whole life. Like, Hila, you could just say things a little bit nicer.
But it comes across for me, what I've seen is it's more like a sister thing.
Yeah.
It's like how sisters are brutally honest and you're like, that shirt looks awful and you take it off. Like, and it's like, you're like, no, that's not your color.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then not that that's what you've said, but it's just like expression.
I don't, yeah, that seems a little more, I don't know. But I have noticed that I think it's because, like, of course, you know, the therapists always like relate it to your childhood. And I
didn't always come back from that.
It's so annoying. But often I realized that, you know, when I was a kid, certain things were, I would see certain things and I would bring it up to certain adults. And it was like, no, you didn't see that. No, that's not what happened. And I would know for a fact I saw things that were inappropriate or illegal or things that shouldn't be, kids should not be around ever or see, or anyways, I would call it out to like a safe space, like of a different adult. And it was like, what? And then the other person would be like, why did you say that? That's not what you saw. You don't
gaslighting kids into believing.
Yes. And I don't want to like say who or what or things like that, but I realized how much that had an effect on me. And I was like, I will never, like, I'm not a liar. Like, that's the biggest insult you can call me, is a liar, because of those instances as a child. So it's like, I see it in even like little things in my kids. I'm like, listen, the truth goes so far with me. It's the biggest. It is my pet peeve.
Like, she took a star out of the star jar because one of the kids lied to her, and she was like, "That was a lie. You're losing a star."
Yeah, like it's just I like lying is like biggest.
But I think it's such a good thing to kind of instill in kids, is like having a sense of honesty, and I think it also goes along with like
it's like the accountability,
but also like properly learning how to communicate.
If you make a mistake, like there's two choices. You're going to get in trouble, like, or you're going to get really in trouble. You know what I mean? So it's like, I remember times when I would do bad things, very rarely, but
never.
So I like one time, like I snuck out and I wasn't going to get caught or anything, but I immediately just like had that guilt of like, I need to tell my mom. Like, and I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I snuck out last night. Like, this is the time I got home.
Not me. I didn't tell a soul. I was like, how far can I push this out?
Yeah. And it was very like honor system in my house, like growing up. Like, so if I knew that if I told the truth and said like what I did, especially like my mom was always like, if you do something bad and I find out before you tell me,
yeah,
I'm taking your door off.
See,
you're not eating for a week. I mean, not literally, but like,
you know, yeah, I know.
She was just like, you're going to really, really regret these decisions. So I never, ever like, I always thought about that. I would tell my mom like anything that happened, like before it happened. And so that's what I try to instill in the kids. Like, listen, if you did something wrong, you need to come tell me. And if you did it and you realize like there's so much power in being like, again, it's teaching accountability at a young age, but like, yes, I just pushed
such
her.
a better feeling to like have had that moment of truth than to live with the guilt.
Mhm.
Like the second you're like, hey, like also there's so much power in saying I'm sorry to somebody. Like when you like are
meaning it.
when you take like there was an ex-boyfriend of mine where like I could have done some things differently, whatever. And in the moment, like he was also awful. So like let that be said, he literally would like fat shame me like all the time. He one time like literally grabbed my fat rolls and like and just was like, like and somebody's at the gym. And I just was like, and then there was another time he literally we were sitting on the beach and I was like falling in love with this guy's family. And he took a photo of my, like zoomed in on my fat rolls and then texted it to me while he's sitting next to me. So I opened my phone and I'm just like, and like, I'm so insecure about my body. My body's always my biggest insecurity.
Wow.
So should I have just like got up and left?
Yeah.
Yes. And that's a whole other podcast of like knowing when to just like
when to go
walk away. Yeah. But so he was a shithead to me in so many ways. I should have just left.
Yeah.
And there was things that I did where listen, his mistakes are not my mistakes, but there was mistakes that I made. So years later, I reached out to him and I was like, hey, like, I just, wanted to apologize for X, Y, and Z. And it was such a good feeling because how nice is it to receive an apology that you don't ever think you're going to get? And like his feelings are valid for certain things, but like it was such a good feeling for me to be the bigger person because fuck you for all the shit that you did to me, sir. Literally. But there's shit that I did that I was like, hey, you know what? I'm really sorry and you didn't deserve that. Mm-hmm. And it was such a good feeling. So if there's somebody that you like maybe could toss I'm sorry out to, give it a go. It's such a good feeling. It's like, you're like, oh, I feel lighter. I feel better. I'm just a good person. Like there's no better feeling than being a good person.
There is something powerful about like realizing you did something and then just be like, hey, I'm just like, that was so shitty of me.
Yeah. It's such a good, one of the most freeing things that you can do.
It's like a chain. Like release.
They feel good. You feel good. Yeah. It's just, comes down to just being a good person. And like, you know what? We're all human. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, like,
it's perfect. We all make mistakes. But if you can really just like I think also like I love self-reflection. Like, so I try to oftentimes like reevaluate myself and be like, what could you done? What could you have done differently? I think about things like there's so much guilt. Why do we have so much guilt?
Do you remember certain things from when you were a kid? Where
yes,
you're like, absolutely. What fair? But
I am the way I am now. Thanks.
But do you think Kaden is done hating you because you were hungover on a plane? So I'm just kidding.
No, he just hates me for other reasons.
Yeah, he's 8. I think that this is like, no offense to 8-year-olds everywhere. It is the worst. Age. 8 to I think 12 is my least favorite.
Age. They're going through. They're like, experiencing with hormones and things like that. And all they want to do is like play electronics, video games, YouTube, television. Nothing that is like good for their brain. And if you don't want them to do that, they don't.
And they also think they know everything, and they're like at this age where they're like
such
know-alls. They think they're such grown-ups. You're like, you're 8.
Here, you do it.
I saw some lady on TikTok last night or this morning who pretends that she rents her iPads for the kids when she travels. And so
she rents her iPads.
She like hides them when they're like not traveling. She goes, oh, I rented iPads for our travel day. Genius. And they're actually their iPads, but they're only for traveling. And
see, sometimes being a parent is so fun. You just get to come up with the most wildest things.
So I have like a whole thing.
My kids would catch me on something and be like, good luck, mom.
I tried to hide their iPads from them the other day. Like, what are our iPads doing there? And I was like, shut their on to us.
And here's the thing, the iPads are only allowed for travel. That's like, they know, like when I say, okay, what's the rule with iPads? They're like, they're for travel. I'm like, okay, then why are we on them?
But also, you're a single mom who works full time. Like sometimes you're like, I need help. I need a break. I need help. And like, that makes sense.
A moment of silence.
A moment of silence, please, for the love of God. No, but it's hard. But there's so many little things that I'll watch people do on the internet. I have a whole tab like that I save on
Category.
I literally, it's called parenting.
I believe it.
And I watch people do genius shit like that. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to forget that. And
Cool.
so hopefully one day when I eventually have children, I'll go and I'll just binge all the things I've been saving.
You forget it all. And then you're like, frick, I forgot like how but the problem is too, is like after you have kids, like I feel like bits and pieces of your brain go missing. And you're like, hey, where did that part of my brain go? I don't know. It doesn't exist any longer.
Don't have children. I already feel like that. Well, with ADHD. I'm screwed. I'm absolutely screwed for when mom brain comes into the chat.
Welcome to my life.
No. What is it like? Is there like an area where you feel like you've really like you thrive as a mom? Is there something that you're like, or maybe like, I don't know.
Absolutely not.
Okay, cool.
I take that back. You know, I should toot my own horn. My kids are extremely self-sufficient and independent. I mean, Georgia is 2. We'll go get a chair, put it up to the refrigerator, open the refrigerator, grab like an orange, peel it, put it in the trash can and eat it. Like,
I actually have observed you when your kids like do something and you're like, because I watch so many parents do everything for their kids.
oh, I can't. Like I physically, and my parents were not, again, coming from teen parents, my mom was like,
figure it out.
And a single mom.
Yeah.
You know, my parents split when I was 2. So my mom was just like, sorry.
But I watch people like it builds so much confidence in kids to be able to handle these tasks for themselves. I'm not going to name names, but one of my friends is a stepmom and married a guy who already had a kid. And this kid is like 8 or 9 years old, does not know how to tie his shoes. Stop. I shit you not. And it couldn't,
That's incredible.
Couldn't open a water bottle.
No.
I'm not even joking.
What?
I'm not even joking. Like that's real life. So I think like so many times parents
insane.
like need to be needed and do things for their kids.
See, and I get anxiety. Like when people need me, I'm just like,
it's the best thing you can do. I think like a lot of parents feel like they have to in order to be a good parent, they have to do everything for their kids. But what they're doing is they're robbing them of their self-esteem and their confidence and their abilities to do tasks on their own.
Because so much of my, like, you know, my mom is my best friend. I talk to my mom every single day, multiple times a day. There's rarely a day that I do not go with a day without talking to my mom. So we're very close. But I do feel like there's a little bits and pieces of like, I wish my mom would have done a little bit more for me, like physically, like, you know, and I feel like now, like, I feel like my brother was always like my little, like, you know, I'd be like, Ryan. My brother's name is also Ryan. So if I ever bring up like Ryan, you're like, who the hell am I talking about? My brother's name's Ryan. Yeah. So I'd be like, Ryan, will you go get this for me? Like, and I realized like, I love when people do little things for me because I never.
Acts of service is how you.
It's, oh my gosh. Like, it is like the thing for me. Like, and so my brother and my sister will all be like, okay, we're just your servants, like at your service, you know?
Right.
And
that's
I'm like,
up to it.
Yeah, you're moving a little slow. And so I've realized that, like, and so I try to, I'm like, okay, I have to give my kids a little bit more. So when they're like, Mom, will you grab me a water? I just want to be like, you have 2 feet and 2 arms.
No, whenever I watch someone ask someone for a cup of water, it always is one of those things where you're like, are you on drugs? Like,
right.
I would never be like, can you give me a glass of water? Like,
but I try to feel like, okay, my kids just want like something endearing from me. I'll go get them the water. But like, I have to force myself to do it sometimes.
So maybe like that's your kid's love language. Because I love all the things, kind of like learning about people's like, love languages.
And all the love languages.
I do too.
No, I'm saying you.
Oh, me. Yes.
I don't know
I do. No, I just actually
I do.
Understanding. I love all things that involve understanding how people operate and how their brains work. So I think like learning about love languages is so cool because people receive love differently than they give love sometimes.
1000%.
And so like in watching and like kind of learning how someone, and also we all don't give and receive love the same way. So I think when you can have enough of an understanding of how people give and receive it and
know yourself, I think it's beneficial.
Right.
For sure. So you can tell that like the person that you are going to like date or be with, like, this is what I want. If this is what you give, great, we're a match.
So much conflict happens when people like don't understand this and they're like, well, they didn't do this for me. Well, they did all these other things because that's how they like give love.
Yes.
And so like my mom hates anything like flashy. She hates like my mom hates gifts. Like she's like so annoying about it. Like you could give her the best gift and she's like, and you're like,
I feel like I'm like
yeah. And I'm really uncomfortable with gifts because
like gifts and compliments. I'm kind of weird about.
no, give me a compliment. I love words of
I mean-
affirmation. That's my love language. I love to receive.
I don't know. How do I know
Words.
what I like? I don't know.
Anyways,
Anyways,
keep into it. But I hate receiving gifts because my dad was very much like anything my dad ever did for us growing up. And we grew up like well off. Like we were like upper middle class, and like when I was younger, like I was like not spoiled, but like we had a really good life.
Mm-hmm.
But in the sense that like of financials, we were very comfortable.
Yeah.
My dad was bipolar rage or intermittent rage disorder, borderline personality disorder, probably a little bit schizophrenic. Like my dad's just like a real treat to grow up with. But anytime he did something nice for us or like gave you something, it would be either thrown in your face or it would justify for his actions. So I hated receiving something.
I hate that because you're like, it's not genuine. You're doing this because one, you're trying to obviously like apologize or, because generosity hides a lot of flaws.
It was never an apology. It was always something that when he was in a bad place, he would always hold it over my head.
Look what I got.
He would always be like, you're so spoiled. You're ungrateful. Because of like, and he would justify his actions. Like he would punch a hole in the wall and be like, but it's fine because like I bought you X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And you're like I'd rather not like I'd rather not have anything.
Yeah.
And not
You just
have
nice
a
to me.
hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's not how that goes. But he always assumed because he was such a great provider that he got to act however he wanted.
Yeah, no.
So I have a hard time receiving gifts.
So wait, okay, let's talk about the 5 love languages. Okay, there's like what? Acts of service,
Words of affirmation, physical touch, acts of service, quality time, and like gifts. And it's not like buy me a Louis Vuitton. It's like,
right.
Hey, I was on a trip and I saw this little trinket that made me think of you.
Yeah.
And so it's like that is how because people are like automatically assume that physical touch is about sex and that gifts are about, material items. It's more so the thoughtfulness behind it. Like I love words of affirmation and physical touch. Like I was at Chipotle once and my ex just like put his hand on my like lower back. Like as he went to like,
I do love that.
Like I just that is like, for me, like that's what I miss the most about being in a relationship. It's just the little, like, I want to hold you. I want you. And different sense.
The holes.
No, it's just like having some, like being like safe in someone's arms. Do you ever notice that like when you're safe with somebody,
safety is like my number one thing.
You like I become like narcoleptic like in a relationship with somebody and I feel safe. Like I will never nap, but like if I'm with a guy who makes me feel safe, I'm like I literally like watching a movie on the couch.
Can't stay awake. With me, like I can't do that.
Well, probably based on everything I've heard.
Oh, yeah.
Like
okay,
it's hard because it's like as a woman who like it's hard to like you have to always be on in that survival mode.
Yeah,
to be able to
you have to let your guard down.
To be able to actually let your guard down and feel safe in someone's
presence. It's like
presence.
a key and a keyhole.
Square peg round hole things.
Let me rephrase that.
Just go
like a keyhole.
I don't know what you mean.
No, it's like that. Like I'm trying. Okay, this is I love analogies. I literally love analogies. I just live for them. So I'm thinking like it's like key going into a lock, right? Like if like it fits perfectly, like you unlock so much about the woman, right? Like how do I say that in a way? It's like
it's the way that like
it is the key. And once you unlock it, you are like the door opens to all the wonderfulness.
I think what you're trying to say is that when like a man is in his divine masculine in a good healthy energy, it allows a woman to be in
she
her
like
divine
opens
feminine,
up
and she can
physically,
be soft,
literally,
and she can feel safe with you. She is like that's the best thing is when a woman can enter her soft girl era and her divine feminine. But some of the men that I've encountered in my life feel rather incompetent, and in doing so, it keeps women in their masculine.
Yeah,
and it's a really hard thing to like find a man who is able to kind of let you turn your brain off and truly be a passenger princess. We were talking about this at coffee with the girls the other day.
Yeah.
And like how when you're with the right guy who is just like got it handled, your brain just can kind of turn off and you get to worry about like making the house a home and making sure the children are nurtured.
And like that's like the
soft
best
girl
feeling
era.
ever. Yeah.
It's your soft girl era.
And like now lately I've been getting chin hairs for the last few years. And it's like because I'm in my masculine and I'm starting to grow chin hair.
Mine's because I have a mole on my chin and it just loves to grow.
No, I'm
Well,
literally
actually,
like I'm
your
turning
tweezers.
into a man.
No, can you
I
actually
have-
get this for me when we're done?
Not right now. I'm getting chin hairs because I'm becoming the man. I'm like, no, I do not want to. It's so crazy how like evolution, like I just like I'm basically becoming a man. I
I also
chin hair.
think it's just age too.
No, I don't
Where-
want to say that. Like, can't.
Mine's straight out of like this like little mole I have over my chin and scrub. But
That's a mole problem. Moles, I feel like have hairs. I don't really have many, but
I need to go see the dermatologist.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to love languages and masculine. I love going down the rabbit hole on TikTok for love languages, but also
I know what
and
my love
feminine.
languages are.
Oh, word.
I think one for sure is acts of service. I am like
Okay.
such an acts of service girl. Like I love to like cook for you, clean for you, do a project.
That's how
for
you
like
give love.
that is how I give love.
Okay. Yep.
Like I don't know why. Like that is just I love to do things for people. I don't know. So that is one thing that I do.
I don't think I've ever in my life received acts of service, and so I don't know what I would do if I did it. But I think I would really enjoy that.
Yeah, I don't know. So I know that I am an acts of service giver. And the problem is I'm not I've struggled with in my relationship in the past has been like I'm not a PDA, like I'm not all over you. Like I'm but then again, like I just feel like
okay, but PDA is
It's not
different than
right.
physical touch. So like, are you like touchy feely?
I love to be physical touch, like
Yeah.
physically touched. But then
That's different than PDA.
But then again, I'm like sometimes I'm just like when you're being touched too much, you're like, okay, please stop touching me. Like,
Yeah.
do you ever get that like that? We're like, okay, I just need a second. Like, you know, I don't know. I'm just going. I don't know.
leave me. No, I actually don't think that happens to me. I think it's just that.
But
if
I love
don't
the
like
taps on the
guy-
butt. I love the walking up behind you. I love the
It's the little moments. Like
Hands
they
on
get
the
up, they get up and they like just like touch your leg as they leave. Like I want just a little. It's just a moment to connect, like a
Yeah.
small connection that just means so much.
I did have an ex that which I feel like really like we had a very passionate relationship. And I think it's because he made me feel, I mean, he also like cheated on me, but he made me feel like I was his trophy. Like,
Oh, I love
you know,
that.
like more like again, I think it was like he always had his hand around me,
Yeah.
not in like a buddy way, but like, you know, like I providing that safety, like I have you, but also anytime we'd go anywhere, he'd always introduce me. Like, this is my girlfriend, Kayla.
Yeah.
And like hold your back and like put you in front of people in a way of like showing you off in a way. Like,
But also like it's a man guiding
it's
his
just a
woman.
manly man
Like
thing.
it's like nothing.
He made sure he introduced me to everybody.
Do you know the sidewalk rule?
Yeah, you put them on the inside of the sidewalk.
The man puts the woman on the inside of the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Because it's
It's a
just,
safety thing.
It's a safety thing, but it's just for me, it's such a turn on because I know that man was raised right.
Right.
Like, and because a lot of times, and if he's a good guy, he won't tell you why he's doing it. He just does it. There's a date that I went on with, I call him Hot Dad because he's the hot dad. And we like still talk.
Not married.
He's what?
Not married.
Not married, obviously. Kilo, what kind of wood did I own?
He's had like a shock. He's my.
That's what you get for thinking I would go out with a married man.
True.
Only trash bags do that.
Okay. Not in this house.
You know, whatever. But he like was so sweet. I loved that he did those little things for me on our date, and
You notice it.
and it just shows that he was raised right. And it's just I love a gentleman. I love like a man who leads, I love a man who knows how to be a man.
They
So
don't.
few and
We
far
cannot be
between.
negative because they are.
They do
They're
exist.
around.
They absolutely do exist.
Just not the time is not right.
Also, I'm not even trying to date. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
just very much enjoying having a
We're building a business. We're building we're building our lives, we're doing all the things, being the best version of ourselves.
Well,
That's when we attract the man that we want.
well, so that was what happened to me after.
When you step, like, look around, when you go with certain people, it's because that's what you attract.
Right. So that was for me what happened with like Psycho Boy that I had dated. And I was in a very abusive relationship. And once I finally got out of that, I kind of looked at myself and was like, bitch, you are smarter than that. Like, why did you stay for so long?
Yeah.
And that for me is honestly why I've been single for so long, because I really needed to heal that version of myself that thought that that was the love that I deserved.
Yeah.
And so I think like there's a piece of it now where I definitely have done a ton of healing, a ton of therapy. But there's a little bit of me that's scared to trust myself again.
Yeah.
And so I think
like if you'll see a red flag or not.
Yeah. And so I just want to make sure that I don't fall into old patterns. And I think I need to work on it and letting people in.
Yeah.
But, I can see
advice.
What?
I have no advice.
We often, just do what we do. We just figure it out.
Just figure it out.
Yeah, we're just figuring it out.
I mean, I think we've touched on this a little bit. Like, I haven't dated in like 10 years, obviously. So I have no idea. I just heard horror stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Horror stories.
I've got plenty of versions of the
horror stories. And it scares me.
Yeah. And even
but then again, I'm like, I don't want to be negative about it. Like when it's time and when the person's out there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All I know is that even if they're not horror stories, sometimes they're just really bad. But I know that like, so in the Bible, it says like when Adam and Eve, like in the beginning, it talks about
the beginning,
bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, or something like that is the line. Where it's like, so Eve was created from Adam's rib.
Yes.
And so it's like, it's bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, or something like that. So like we are created. And I think that that's such I read that again the other day.
Just chat. You look it up. It's like Joe Rogan's assistant is my chat.
Yeah, right. We can't afford a proper assistant, but who needs only chat?
Not Diana. Diana, look it up. Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Is that in the Bible?
Yes. Think I'm lying to you?
No. Yes. The phrase bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh is in the Bible. It comes in Genesis 2. It
comes in the beginning of Genesis.
In the beginning, God created. Genesis 2:23. And Adam said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man." It is a way of expressing deep unity, oneness, and shared essence, often quoted in weddings and to describe the closeness of marriage.
So that's how I feel is like, so whenever I like get really just frustrated and you're like, they're all bad. Like they don't have, I only need one good one. And the thing is I feel
like people are in this world.
I know, but I feel so connected to my husband, even though I literally don't speak to any males. Like I just like, I'll know him when I see him.
Yeah.
And I know that like it's bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Like
That's
he
sweet.
is like
So hopeless romantic.
And so I'm the worst hopeless romantic. It's terrible. I was raised on 90s rom-coms. What do you want from me?
I mean, same.
But like that's the thing though, is like there's a person who, and like Ryan served his purpose for you because your children had to exist. I think that you have a true proper soulmate out there who is going to hold you and love you the way that you deserve to be loved. And like, I know out there that like, sure, some of them are absolute trash bags, but there's a man who is like the other half of my soul. And
sure,
God, when the time is right, God will put him in my life.
Yeah. Oh, what's up?
Yeah, I'm a hopeless romantic and no shame in my game. So,
wow, I don't know what I believe. I don't know if I believe.
I believe anything on that. The millennial is showing.
Stop it right now. I don't know if I believe in like soulmates or like season mates or I don't know.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know, but it's not sad because it's like, I don't know. It's the abyss. I don't know.
You'll know when you know. You'll know when you find him. And you go, oh yeah, there you are.
Because people will be like, oh, what if someone's like, oh, I think that you and Ryan were soulmates. But it's like, yeah, if we were soulmates, then
your soulmate wouldn't treat you the way that you've been treated.
Well, right.
But what a beautiful thing to have had him in your life, to have these kids. Like those kids were not a mistake. Like God wanted them all to be here, and they were meant to be with him, and he is meant to be their father, and you're meant to be their mother. But there will be someone who will come and love you the way that you deserve to be loved.
No pressure.
Then they'll believe in someone.
No.
Like, oh, there it is.
Yeah. No jumping the gun.
Well, if my bone flesh is my flesh.
Oh,
you go, there you are. And you'll just know. You're like, because there's someone who I believe like you were like created for. Like that's just again hopeless romantic, but just it kind of is that nice little thing to anchor you when you have those stressful moments. Where what is going on? And you'll bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh.
Yeah,
like, and you'll know him when you see him. Okay. And then we'll laugh about this being,
remember when? I remember when I lost my mind.
I know this.
The girl farts.
What is that? Is this a TikTok?
It's the best video ever. She's like on the mic karaoke or something. And she's like, I remember when I lost my mind.
So she farted on purpose?
Yes! Into the mic. It's so loud over the karaoke machine. It's like echoes. And she's like a total crackhead. It's so like, and her hair is like sticking up and she's just like,
that's so funny.
Oh my gosh. I have to find that video and show it to you because it is one of the best videos on the internet. Like my kids, like we'll lay in bed and we'll find that video and watch it over and over again and we will just die laughing.
I love like the stupid videos from the internet that just like have honestly stuck with us the same way like Academy Award winning movies do. Like honestly more so. You know what I mean? Like I think there's so many like stupid little things from the internet and how much it's become a part of our pop culture in the same way like proper real media and art was.
Yeah.
It's crazy how like also people on the internet and like TikTok and things are making significantly more than like actors and stuff.
Legitimately.
Right.
And when you look at the basis of it, you're like, you are literally standing there talking about nothing. Or like the cleaning videos. Like you're watching, you are seriously watching. And I do it. Like I'm laying there freaking, whatever doom scroll time in the morning it is. And I'm like watching somebody scrub their floors with a bucket of water. And I'm like, with the noise. And I'm like, this is
ASMR on it. Like, put me down for that. I love all of it.
Yeah.
I like you learn so much from the internet. And I'm like, oh, I've been doing this wrong my whole life.
You need to have a bucket of water just thrown on my floor.
No, I probably would. I could never.
Yeah, no, some of these things are like.
But the way that, the Mexican cleaning talk is just like my favorite algorithm to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And like they teach you so much that you never knew. Things you never knew. Like they're scrubbing their floor with a broom. Never would have thought of that. Genius.
Right. Well, it's not like the one broom, like the actual mopping broom. It's like the handheld broom. There's multiple brooms.
Oh, the one that I'm really into, I literally use like a broom.
Yeah, like a regular broom that you'd go sweep. Like not the ones that you like put a push broom.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure someone's probably done this.
Who's that freak now?
Really get a lot of area covered with that. Anyways, that's my algorithm in case anyone cares. It's really boring. But actually, I find it quite fascinating. So it is what it is. Don't touch me. Judgment-free zone. I don't know. Hell if I know.
What else?
You give love. How do you receive love?
I don't know. That's the thing. Like I was saying, I feel like I really like physical touch. I think. You know what? I listened to this girl recently and she was saying there were, gosh, I gotta find it. But it was like there was 3 A's needed in a relationship. Mm-hmm. And it was like appreciation, admiration, and affection. That is what I think it's so crucial. Appreciation, regularly showing that you notice and are grateful for what your partner does. Mm-hmm. Appreciation can go so fucking far. Like if you just appreciate what your partner does for you, hello.
I see a lot of men and women forget to do that and they like kind of grow to take their partners for granted. Mm-hmm. And they think, oh, like we're married, everything's fine. And it's like, dude, a little like appreciation and attention would
thank you, honey, for doing the dishes.
A long way. Like,
thank you for
what it is. It's to be seen. To be seen by just like being seen. To be seen. What is it? To be seen is to be loved, and like to know how like here she goes. What?
You're romantic.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I was raised by Jennifer Lopez in The Wedding Planner,
Dude.
and Sweet Home Alabama.
And I was raised by like mother-in-law.
Monster-in-Law?
Monster-in-law.
Also a great movie.
It's such a great movie. My stepdad has like a massive crush on Jennifer Lopez.
Jane Fonda.
Definitely not. Jennifer Lopez.
What do you mean? Jane Fonda's got it going on.
Well, no.
But also so does J-Lo.
No, J-Lo. And so he would literally put on every J-Lo movie on repeat.
What's your favorite J-Lo movie?
Monster-in-Law.
That's your favorite one?
Yeah. Well, which one do you like? Made in Manhattan?
Oh God, it was the worst one. No.
Encore?
What's that? Right.
What's that one? What's that one?
Listen, I don't know. What's that one? Hey, fuck you. No, what is Encore?
Encore.
No.
Or no, it's Enough.
It's like this whole secret movie stash that I've never seen in Jennifer Lopez.
She did a private.
Enough is a good one. That one's a bad.
It's Enough. He used to love that one. Monster-in-Law, Made in Manhattan.
Wedding Planner was my favorite.
Wedding Planner.
That was my kryptonite.
It's just like it doesn't exist, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I love just 90s rom-coms.
So appreciation, admiration, and affection. So it's the appreciation was showing, what you're grateful for. Admiration was focusing on good qualities in your partner, speaking about them positively, respecting their strengths. And affection, expressing love physically and emotionally, touch, kind words, gestures. So I'm like, if anything, like love language wise, I feel like it is that.
Yeah, this is why I fall for love bombing, because I think it's all of those things. And I'm like, oh yeah, look at how obsessed we are.
How do you not fall for love bombing? I guess you're not what you don't
I'm
know
not the right
once
person
you're
to
aware.
ask.
I think that once you're aware of it, like, okay, I was love bombed. Realistically, does anyone fall in love that fast? Maybe yes, once, but it's very rare.
I think I mistake it for passion. And I love to feel that kind of like passion. And you're like, oh, wow. And then you're like, nope, this is.
How many times have you been love bombed?
At least two pretty toxic times. And then there's one guy I dated who literally wouldn't hold my hand in public. So there was that.
The opposite.
You're
like, okay, do you like me?
Yeah, no. I don't know. But there's been, I don't know, probably like three, I guess. But the one that was like the major abuse was like hardcore love bombing. But he came right after the guy who wouldn't hold my hand in public.
Oh, so you were like,
I was like,
somebody loves
this
me.
is so amazing.
Yeah.
Look at this guy who just like actually loves me. And really, he just was like grooming me for his abuse or something. I don't know. I don't know. Good times.
So yeah, fun.
Dating is, I think that, again, that's one of those things for me. Like, and I'm like, I think I'm great. Like, why wouldn't these people like just fall in love with me right away? So
right.
Then you're like, oh, like, yeah, like it's happening fast.
But I think there's appreciation in the slow burn.
Yeah.
Like the slow love is like, it lasts so much longer.
Yeah.
And
then the last time I was love bombed, we dated for like 2 months and he was like saying, I love you right away,
wow, that is terrible.
But I had known him for 3 years. So it felt like,
yeah, you do love me because we're like great friends.
It was hard to like navigate that one. It was a little complicated. So we were friends for 3 years before.
See, okay, then maybe my like no strings attached fantasy or whatever it's called isn't realistic as well, because yeah, someone could love you, but then they're like, I love you like a friend.
It's like the blind leading the blind over here.
Literally.
You know what? I'm really excited to bring you guys along for the ride because
I'm great with relationship advice. I just don't think I'm good at taking it because I also haven't been in it,
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's
like, I feel like for other people, I can see a red flag freaking 1,000 people.
That's why we have girlfriends, because
but like for myself, I don't know. I have not been in this game for so long that I have no idea. And I don't want to say married and had children with a red flag, a walking red flag, but
yeah. Kiss a shit feds.
No love lost, but it happens. Yeah. You live and you learn.
I'm constantly learning, but I really haven't dated in 5 years. So like I dated Army Boy for 2 months,
right,
2 years ago. But other than that, I really haven't dated. And that's a lot of this because I don't trust myself because, like, all of it. But Yeah, I finally feel like I'm healed enough and like ready to like kind of find my voice and to put myself back out there. And like, I think when
You
you
need
like,
a matchmaker. I think, did I ever tell you about the season that I said like it was a yes season?
no, I love it. Yes.
Oh my gosh, Caroline. Okay, so I had this like season of my life. This is like, we could probably do a whole episode on this. It was a very like a big chapter. I was like totally in love.
With someone or yourself?
With some no.
Like you never know, like just life.
No,
You know
no,
what I mean?
no. I was totally in love with someone.
Okay.
And I literally should do a whole podcast on this. Like it is like it's like a notebook story. No, I want to say notebook. It's like a like total love story.
Do I know about this thing?
No, I don't think so. So, okay. I don't even know where to start because it could be a whole podcast and like, I don't want to take everyone's time today, but basically fell in love with the guy, totally in love with this guy. He did not want to be with me. Basically for a year, I was just like, okay, like I'm just going to wait for him to want to be with me. And he never did. And he did something insulting and it hurt my feelings. And so I said, okay, that's enough. And me, when I just have something in me that I have like a savage mode.
I love it.
And I was working a corporate job at 18 years old, wearing a suit every single day. Actually, maybe I was 19.
What?
Yes. I had a very good job. Yeah. I had a very good job.
What was the job?
I was an event director and I worked like the front desk in a property management company.
Okay.
And so I managed like, we had 3,000 residents and all the way from, it was a luxury complex and we'd bounce around like for certain complexes. It was actually for Aimco as a corporate company. And I thought like, you know what, one day I'm probably going to like work my way up to be like the director or something like this. Right. So I always thought like my goal, like I never knew if I wanted to get married or have kids. That wasn't until Ryan came along. I never like, that wasn't, I saw myself more as like the corporate girl that had a dog. Maybe a husband, but like I never envisioned getting married. I never like played marriage Barbies. That was never on my, it was like, I am going to be a corporate girl. And so anyways, I got to make it long story short, because I feel like we should do a whole podcast on it, but he pissed me off. He said something very rude that hurt my feelings. And I said, okay, it was like a moment. I'm quitting my job. I am moving 3,000 miles away.
Yeah.
I'm changing the whole trajectory of my life.
I know about this guy a little bit. This is what led you to go to Virginia.
Yeah. This is why I'm DC.
Yep.
Because I was just like, I can't escape you. I love you. Like, I'm so in love with you. You don't want to be with me.
Yeah.
You have no access to me. I blocked him on absolutely everything.
It's the best thing.
Quit my job and said, I'm moving in 30 days.
I love it. I love a yes season.
And I started a blog and like I wrote blogs and I was like, I'm going to be freaking Carrie Bradshaw. That was the goal. And I was like, I'm moving to DC. Well, I never have lived there, but my uncle lived there. And I was like, hey, I'm about to quit my job. I'm over this. Like, can I move there? I'm packing up my car and I'm driving. Like,
oh my gosh, that's amazing.
And so those 30 days before when I quit my job, it was 30 days before I was leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, I'm blocking him on everything so he cannot talk to me. And I am going to say yes to everything that comes my way for the next 30 days. I am making an oath to myself. No matter what happens, no matter anything, I am saying yes. I cannot say no, no matter what. Like, that's my oath.
I love that. Like, that's when like the best seasons of life happen. Like, it's always like post like a big kind of breakup. That's why I was like surprised when you're like, I was madly in love.
Yes, season.
Yeah.
It was one of the funnest 30 days of my life. And
it was only 30 days?
It was because it was the 30 days before I was moving.
Oh,
so I was leaving a city, going to my comfort city, Orange County, and I was moving to DC, which at the time was like coming off of the murder capital of the world. Like, I was not going like it was a big culture shock. And so I'm like, this is 30 days to go from one coast to the next coast. I have no idea what's happening. I'm going to say yes to everything. And I just got the urge to just say yes to anything that comes my way. So that was the time I went on dates out the wazoo. And I wasn't like a girl that went on dates, but like, oh my gosh.
So how did you find these dates though? Like, how did you like line them up?
So one guy I remember.
Wazoo. How did the wazoo happen?
Wazoo, if you're interested. Well, I just like anyone, like it just, you have to watch what unfolds when you open that door. to say yes to everything, right? So it's like one of these guys owned the penthouse up in one of my buildings.
Mhm.
And so he had been asking me forever to go on dates. And I'm just like, oh my God, I did not want to go on a date with this guy. He's so annoying. And then he asked me again. And I said, well, I freaking said I had to say yes. And that was the problem. Like when you make it up to yourself, the biggest thing of having self-respect is keeping your word to yourself, right? So I said, okay, fine, frick it, I'm going.
It's like, what?
Right. So I went, like it was a fine date, but the whole time I was just like, oh my God, I don't want to be here. You're so annoying and you're not my type. Like,
it's so
I don't care. You're not my type. Like, and he tried, and anyways, that was
that
the
yes season.
I
feel like energetically, like
it's energetically.
Yeah. It opens you up to something in the universe. Like when you say yes to things, like it was kind of like the moment when I moved to Florida. Like I had just gotten out of a big relationship and I thought I thought this guy was going to be my husband. Funny.
Yeah. LOL.
But so it was one of those things where I was like, because he had gotten traded from Boston to Fort Lauderdale. And when we broke up, I was like, no, I'm going to still I want to live here on my own, without you. I have my own life here. I had a job there. I was there with him for a year. And then I was there on my own for 4 years.
Okay, well.
And
you didn't run into him and thing?
Well, he got traded again. Not long after.
See, I'm so much of when we're done, you're dead to me. I have to.
Yeah. It was,
I don't be friends with exes.
It was complicated.
The hardest thing about parenting.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
I wish you were not in my life.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's hard.
Anyways, sorry.
No, that's fine. That gets a moment, whatever. That is hard. But yeah, so it was complicated for a little bit after we broke up, where I still loved him and he said he loved me, but now I know.
He broke up with you?
Well, he was kind of being a fuckface. And so I was like, hey, what's your deal? Do you want to be single? And he goes, I don't know.
No.
And I was like,
you don't know. That's a yes.
I deserve to be with somebody who knows that they don't want to lose me, can't risk, they don't want to spend a day of their life without me.
Yeah.
And it was hard because there was love there. And I woke up in the middle of the night when I had he wasn't in bed. So the worst part was, I wasn't really we weren't living together, but I was there all the time. So I was in the middle of taking my Florida real estate license class. It was a month-long class, and we broke up on Valentine's Day. Miserable, first of all. Second of all, so I'm in the middle of taking my class, and so I'm I'm going to finish what I started. And you're there was enough love there that it wasn't hey, you, get out.
Yeah.
It was just hey, I don't think that this is working anymore. And even though I didn't want that to be the case, but it just was. And I woke up in the middle of the night one night and he wasn't in bed. And I was like, where the fuck did this guy go? And he's in the guest room crying. And I love to watch a man cry. Give me the tears. Love it.
Really?
He was crying. He was sobbing hysterically.
Oh, I do not.
Oh, no, I love it.
What?
What do you I want this guy jumping for joy that we're breaking up. I want to watch him cry though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's crying.
Definitely needs to cry for the breakup.
He's crying for the breakup. And I'm good. And so he does this. It was one of the weirdest breakups of my life. And because there was so much love there. So then he's I don't know what to do. And he was I was on one hand, I love you more than anything. And he's on the other hand, he's I just feel I'm going to regret never having been single in my life. And never having this. And I was just ew, hate that. And he does this imaginary coin toss. And he's
what?
Kind of ew, what do I do? What do I do? And I'm I go, I'm going to stop you. That's not a double-sided coin and both sides are my head. I have to walk away. And because it was such a hurtful thing.
It's wait, why do you get this decision?
Yeah. And I just was I have to walk away.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't he was we need to break up. But it was this thing where I was I have to respect myself. This is the only time in my life I've had a semblance of respect was in the middle of this breakup. And yeah, no, it was really sad. And so then the next day it was Valentine's Day and he had ordered me this 6-foot teddy bear and this giant monster teddy bear. And it was there and we had the hat and he had already bought stuff to do Valentine's Day and jewelry. And so he was always traveling for work. And so for Valentine's Day, I was let's have a night at home. And he had this gorgeous apartment in Fort Lauderdale, and like overlooking the river. And so I was going to set up the table outside, like do this whole thing. There was Christmas lights I got to like make it like cutesy, like just a nice night at home.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, fuck that. None of that's happening, but we have to eat food. So I'm going to make food. And while I was cooking, like he set up the whole thing with the Christmas lights and he did the flowers and he did like all of it. And it just was so hard because like we still had this like romantic evening, but like also we're saying goodbye to each other, which was so
That is
weird. And it was so hard for like to like love somebody, but also to like have to let them go. And like, and then he came in with like slow dance in the kitchen. And it wasn't like a romantic thing. It was this thing where we had it's going to make you cry.
Oh my gosh.
It was like, cause it was so like morbidly
So
beautiful.
you trust what he meant by that?
What
You don't think it was like a cop out?
It was over. Like it was over.
The relationship like
It was
ran its course.
It ran its course, and we like you can love somebody and have it not be it. And so like
we can have like have love for someone.
To like slow dance in the kitchen with like rose petals and like it's Valentine's Day, like the whole world is like yay love, and we were just kind of like grieving and saying goodbye to this like relationship that meant a lot to both of us.
Yeah, and that is beautiful.
It was so morbidly beautiful. And like, I know people are like, that's fucking weird. And I wouldn't have had it any other way.
I'm like, he's lying.
Liar,
Pants on fire.
Like, and who knows all the details of all of it and like on his side of things. But like, in that moment, it was nice to have it not be something where it's like, I'm going to light you on fire. And I'm like,
I hate you. Yeah.
It was like, hey, like, I love you, but we have to go our separate ways.
I love you, but we have to leave.
Yeah. I'm like, I love you, but you're not my person.
Right.
And
do you still think
that he's not my person?
Yeah.
Well, he's married with children. So yes, I do.
Definitely not your person.
Definitely not. It was very confusing because for an entire year after that, we were still like, I went on vacation with his family. He flew me to Toronto. We spent time together. I sold him a house. He was the first house I ever sold.
Oh yeah.
And he's the first person. And it makes me so emotional.
Oh my gosh.
It's hard when you like love somebody and they like aren't it. And it's okay that he's not it, but it was like I grew up like pretty and could talk good in a small town, right? And so everyone was like, you need to be on TV and you need to be a news anchor or whatever the fuck, like, right? And so you do pageants and you're from a small town, so that's what you're supposed to do. He was the first person who ever told me like to do real estate because he knew I loved houses. Like he was building a house in Canada and I was like daydreaming out in space. And he's like, what are you thinking about? And I was like, floor plans. Like, and I was like kind of redesigning the floor plan in my mind. And he came back from Walmart one day with graph paper. And I was like, the fuck is this for? Like algebra? Like, what am I going to do?
Right.
And he goes, no, it's for your floor plans. And it was like,
that's so sweet.
To this day,
I love a man that listens.
To this day, it's the best gift I've ever received. If someone ever asked me like, what's the best gift I've ever received? And it was that. And it's because to be seen is to be loved. And he was the first person who gave me permission to do the thing that I really genuinely was passionate about. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have gone into real estate. I wouldn't have really, it kind of gave me permission to do houses.
Yeah.
And he was, we broke up, went our separate ways. And then, that July, he extended his contract with the Panthers. And he was like, hey, like, get your real estate license and go buy a house. And so he bought a house for me. And I got 6% commission.
That's amazing.
It was such a gift because I made $72,000 with my first ever real estate commission, and it gave me the money that I needed to restart my life and kind of.
That is okay. I actually take that back. I don't think he was conning you or like a cop out. I think that was very sweet and very genuine. He cared about setting you free, like on your own, and made sure that you had some sort of stability, right? And I think that's very generous and very thoughtful and sincere.
Yeah, because he couldn't use any other real estate agent.
And that makes me believe a little bit in helpless romanticism.
Yeah. And so it's like, it's hard because like, fuck him. And funny what he did wrong.
Okay, I agree. I don't foresee him in that way. And that is a very, very nice thing.
Yeah. And it's nice to like, just
not all guys would do that.
Not everything, it works out, but not everything is just full of venom and hatred.
Right.
And 100%. So it's not always black and white. And it was hard. And to like love somebody and like, it was one of my favorite chapters of my life. Dating him. And it was exciting. He was a hockey player. Like, you know what I mean? It was fun. Like doing all that stuff. Like it was exciting. Don't.
Yeah, I've heard
he was the exception to the rule, and then he wasn't.
Right.
Like, but they have great asses. I will say that. Like the muscular, like the booty. Oh man, that was something else. No, but he and like we lived in like a double wide trailer up in Canada for a summer, and it's funny because here this guy is this millionaire, and my favorite times with him wasn't the Tiffany's jewelry he gave me. It was the graph paper.
Yep.
In the double wide up in Nova Scotia.
I do feel, yeah.
And just to like have somebody who you really love and like get to have that time with. And like it makes me sad because like there was a lot of love there. And it's like crazy if you can love the wrong person that much. Like imagine how much you love the right person, right? So fuck you, bye. So whatever. So that's that story of mine. That's how I got into real estate.
I love it. That is a very okay. So that the story that I was telling you about my one hopeless romantic time.
Sorry, I did not mean to hijack that story.
No, that's fine. Like I love it. It's okay. Again, like I said, like we could talk about this on an episode solely of just like everything that happened, but the point was, I was going to say this story for a point. I said the whole yes thing. I had a yes month. I went on so many, like multiple dates.
Oh, because we want to have a fun yes girl. That's
yes. So like, and I was never a whore. I wasn't, I'm not like I'm not someone that's, I don't have a roster. I've slept with a very small amount of people in my life. My whole hopeless romantic problems or story, I shall say, was when I did that for the 30 days. And at the last week, he emailed me.
The guy who made you
want to move. The guy that made me want to move. That I was like, I'm changing my whole life for this asshole because I have to get away from him. Like if we are not going to be together, I can't live in the same state as you. Right. I cannot. Like that's how much I was like I loved him so much, and he just didn't want me, and that's how I felt. And I was like, God, like this is so makes you feel so sick, about yourself. You're like, here I am, like you don't even want to be with me. Anyways,
you're like, I'm great. I don't get it. Like that's always my thing. I'm like,
what the hell?
I don't understand because all people love to do is tell me.
And it's not like I dated other people. Like he probably was, but like yes, I was hooking up with him, but just him, like for this year, and like he kind of like loved on me at the very beginning, and so I was like, oh my God, I thought like you were so like you liked me, like we were gonna do this, and then left me chasing him for a year, right?
But we were talking about this yesterday. This is what they all do. They like know how to like say like all
of they reel you in, and then the second you're too comfortable, they're like, oh wait, I don't want to be with you.
It's always how it goes.
So he did that, and then he emailed me. He found like my email through work or something, because we had cell phones and Facebook, blocked him on everything.
He hit you up on your pager.
No, we're past that. But anyways, he emailed me and he's like, hey, I've been trying to get a hold of you. Did you block me on everything? Like, and I was like, absolutely. And,
and I was like, absolutely.
And he was like, wait,
absolutely.
I heard you're moving. You can't move.
Why not?
And I'm like, good. I at this point, I'm like, I'm already like, I've been going on dates. I'm having the time of my life. And he's like, please let me take you out.
You had to say yes.
And it was my yes month. And I was like, and I really wanted to say no because I was like, I'm almost over you. Like, I'm over you. I'm like almost there.
All those fuckers.
I'm so excited. I'm packing up my stuff. I'm like, got my blog. Like, I'm doing all these things. Like, I'm so happy. Like, don't come in the picture now.
Don't ruin it.
And because I said yes, I told myself I would say yes to everything. I did. We had the best date ever. And he was like, that's when he confessed his love. He's like, I love you more than anything. Like, you can't leave. Like, I want to be with you. You, like, we have to be together. And, like, wrote me a letter.
Why didn't you say yes to
all these things? Yeah. I did.
Wait, you did?
So I did, but I still moved. But I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I can't change my life again. Like, this is what I'm born to do. I'm never going to change my life for a man like that. So I was like, yeah, like we can date, but I will not be like exclusive. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I can't, like, we will see where this goes.
Yeah. What's it? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And you're like, not today, bitch.
And I'm like, you haven't wanted me for the whole year, and now all of a sudden, because I'm moving across the country, you want to be with me? Like,
That's always how it goes.
Good
They
one,
like what they can't have, and they're like, oh, I'm about to lose her.
right.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I'm not.
If you really
Not that
loved
I'm
me, you wouldn't have lost me the first time.
Right. You wouldn't have made me.
Sorry,
like,
figure it out sooner. It's not my job.
and the craziest thing was he called me like he called me stupid or something. He said something like very like it was dorky and dumb, but he called me like stupid or loser. One of those words, like jokingly over social media. Like me and my girlfriend were drunk and we posted a picture at like we were at like a motocross race or something, and we were saying we were talking shit to each other.
Yeah.
And it was like he commented back like, oh, you both are losers or something like that, or you both are stupid. Something like that. And I was like, that was the moment. Like I just have sometimes these weird, like savage moments where like block everything. Like you don't ever speak to me like that. Ever.
Yeah.
I'm moving 3,000 miles away. Bye.
Yeah.
And so then I ended up moving. And I was in DC for like 6 months. I went to school there, did the best I've ever done, like in a semester, crushed it, straight A's, everything, like ran around the city. That's when I picked up running. So I started running all the time, lost weight. I became vegan. I went to my first modeling agency. I did all these things in DC.
And it's always after, because this is how Riley came up, because I was talking about like, because your favorite chapters and your yes chapters happen right after like that big one like that, where you like find all these hobbies for yourself, and you turn into like the best version of yourself to like heal from a breakup.
Yeah.
Like that's my favorite part about a good breakup is you're like, oh, let me just pour into my own cup.
It reboots your life. And so, you know, he just would, and again, we should talk about this like later on, but like he would fly in and he kept flying to see me. And then he eventually moved me back home. So it's like, I have moved away from California like before multiple times, and I've always gone back. And that's what's so scary.
Why?
Because I might go back.
Well, why is that scary?
I don't know. It's not scary, but we'll see.
Yeah, I love moving. I've lived in like, I think like 9 different states or something like
Same.
that. I love it.
All over.
I love to live everywhere. I love the whole new experience. I love just like the fresh
It's not
start.
as easy with kids, but like if it was like if I was not with kids, I'd be long freaking.
I need to just like sit down and like sell all of the crap that I own, because that's like one of the biggest things. Like I feel like I would feel much more liberated to like bounce around if I didn't have so much stuff holding me down. Like I have too much furniture, too many clothes, like too many things. Like once I get rid of that, like I just feel like you just feel a little bit lighter. Like we don't need so much stuff all the time. Like, but that was like one of the worst part about being on The Bachelor was all the free stuff that people send you. And I was like, I have too much stuff. Like please stop sending me things. Like all of the like all my friends who like do like full-time like influencer content creation.
Dude, they get so much
stuff. It's too much stuff.
So
it gives me anxiety.
They give it away for gifts and stuff, bro.
That's why every influencer you ever see doing like we're doing a giveaway. It's just they need to clean out their PR room in their house. Like it's full of.
We used to get so much crap, and now we don't get like anything really.
Oh, it's one of my favorite things. Like, please, I already have too much stuff. Let me deal with this before I want any more free things. Like, I'm good. Which sounds like such a brat thing to say, but it's just, it's a lot.
For sure.
First world, absolutely. But it's just, there's just too much stuff.
What consumers?
I love to buy things. I want to buy my own things. I don't want to invest.
No, I don't. What's your free stuff?
No, but there's like crap that gets sometimes.
No, I've seen like good stuff. Like when Ryan, oh my gosh, I remember when Ryan was going to the Olympics, the PR agencies would send a box. Like, I'm talking like a 5-foot box of things. Just shit that they wanted you to wear or have or try or all these things. And I'm not talking about like little things. It was like he had multiple pairs of like Beats, headphones, and iPads, and freaking new shoes, and like expensive, good quality things.
I was just like a low tier girl on The Bachelor. I wasn't an Olympian, so I didn't get any. But that sounds really cool.
Well, I feel like Bachelor people, like, you know, it's when you can get in like things like that, it's like striking gold because it's like Disney, ABC.
Yeah.
You know,
I wish I had played the game a little bit more, The Bachelor, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we talked about that.
You listen to some. Yeah. But hey, at least my grandma was proud of me. So I do wish I had played the game a little bit better because, like, it's like so fucked. I was actually there for the right reasons, which is irritating. because I watch all of these people who like have full-time like mega million careers that The Bachelor watched. And I wished, yeah, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do?
A lot of things for love. Yeah. Anyways, all right.
We love you guys. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for listening to our little tangents.
It's really healing for us. And so we hope that we can make you laugh. We hope you are entertained or something along the lines of that with us. You're cleaning your house with Fabuloso and all of the Mexican cleaning TikToks. But we want to say thank you so much for being here. We're having so much fun making this podcast, and it's really healing for us to kind of talk these things out and kind of find ourselves along the way.
And learn so much about each other. Like that's what the beauty of this podcast is that like we said in the beginning, we full circle moment. We don't know that much about each other. So we are learning so much about each other as we are having these conversations, which is so cool because it's like you guys get to all like learn more about us as well, which I think is great, genuinely.
And I'm really grateful for it because it also, I think this whole experience and having you and our audience really keeps me accountable and to show up for myself, to really force myself to stick to the comeback because it's so easy to put on yourself. So I just want to say thank you to both of you.
It's all about crawling forward, it's going through the shit, but still you are like in quicksand, but you gotta move and you gotta move slow.
We gotta in the right direction. Yeah. That's all that really matters. It's just, one foot in front of the other. So thank you to both of you for, listening, and to you, Kayla, for, dragging me along for this because
likewise,
it's been a blast so far. So thank you.
Please let us know other things that you want us to talk about, stories, anything like that. We'd love to hear from you.
We'd love to, if you could leave us a review. Was it like, follow, subscribe, follow. Don't forget to tip your servers. But we'd love to hear from you guys. We'd love a review. And if there's anything you guys want to hear from us, don't be afraid to slide in the DMs. Yeah. And I love to chit chat in the DMs.
Yeah.
So
let us know.
The Comeback Era podcast on Instagram, TikTok, email, a little bit.
Just TikTok, yeah.
We made a TikTok the other day.
No, not our. Oh, did I?
You did.
No, you didn't. I tried, but I didn't.
You did.
I couldn't.
You did.
On our individual TikToks.
You made a handle the other day that is the Comeback Era.
I got this. I think I tried. Anyways.
I must be smoking drugs. I don't know.
Like, I'm just
what can you do?
All right. Well, have a beautiful day.
We love you guys.
Don't forget to pray.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.